The house at 902 Foul Bay was built in 1911 by David and Emily Tate, who planted the original Copper Beech trees. It was last owned by Victor de Castri, a well-known law professor specializing in property law, who had the house, property, trees all designated as triple heritage, and unfortunately the house burnt down in 2017 in a suspicious fire after purchase by developer Earl Large. Property was then purchased by Lions West Homes using Aryze as their developer. Aryze proposed to have a project under BC Housing's Affordable Home Ownership Plan and promised to sell 18 units without down payment at $700,000 per unit. Subsequently, Aryze abandoned BC Housing's Affordable Home Ownership Plan because the qualifying income would now exceed BC Housing's maximum, and is now proposing to sell only 4 units at 20% below market, 2 of which are 1-bedroom units less than 400 square feet, and 2 are 3-bedroom units. Aryze's proposal calls for the removal of 27 trees, including 18 bylaw protected and 2 iconic copper beeches that are over 100 years old. Over 2 years ago, city staff requested and suggested that Aryze reconsider its plans by reducing the scope of buildings and the height to save some of those trees. Aryze did not. This is what the project site currently looks like on the left with all the trees, and what it will look like on the right after Aryze completes the project, removing most of the trees. In its submission and promotional material, Aryze misrepresented the height of the building in comparison to the rest of the neighborhood by only showing it in proportion to the house that is perched on the tallest rock in the neighborhood. In a previous project in the neighborhood on Fairfield known as Roto, Aryze depicted that as going to be looking nice surrounded by trees. You can see in the photo on the left, however, what it looked like before, and on the right, completed after the trees were removed. Here's the construction site with most of the tree removal, and in the next video you will see what the project looks like completed. Fairly stark, not particularly attractive. To be fair, 902 Foul Bay will have more trees around the perimeter according to Aryze, but they will just be a fringe. The project will be stark. Both Roto and 902 Foul Bay were both promoted as missing middle type housing projects with affordability built in. In the Roto case, only 2 units were below market, and the rest were sold between $750,000 and $1.5 million. The missing middle hearing, Councillor Thornton Joe said, "We need to make housing for people who live here a priority versus those who want to live here, and developments that don't fit in with the character of their neighborhood and remove too many trees should not be approved." Councillor Dubois said that building expensive multiplexes isn't the solution to affordability, and that we're producing more housing for folks in higher income brackets, which doesn't solve the housing crisis. We need to think about how much we're giving away and how we can use that discretion and certainty as a power to get more for our community. The surrounding neighborhood is comprised of beautiful tree-lined streets with multi-family housing with many suites and character homes, and at least 3 garden suites on Redfern and several on other streets. There is quite a bit of infill and density already occurring organically in this neighborhood. Committee of the Whole meeting for 902 Foul Bay, Councillor Young stated that the developer is promoting this project as having all the qualities of the existing neighborhood, beautiful tree-lined walkable streets, and yet is removing almost all of those aspects while restoring almost none of them, and the end result will be the production of expensive townhomes. Councillor Aryze said, "The problem with missing middle is it does not differentiate between the housing we need and the housing developers want to build, which are the most profitable for them. Please refer this project back to staff so that it can be reduced in size to find a balance between density and saving the trees while producing proper and true affordability."